Hey guys, it's Taylor, back with Life with Taylor, and today we're going to be ranking and reviewing some paranormal videos. So let's get into it. Also, if you're new here, I basically just watch like 4 of the same paranormal channels: Bizarre Bub, Nuke's Top 5, Fearsome Top 5, and Mind Junkie. And I rank on the level of my spooky scale how spooky it is, and I try to decipher like if it's paranormal or not, you know? So let's get into it.
Some towns have secrets that lurk in their streets after dark. This footage was captured by a man filming from his balcony in a town that had been living in fear for months. For weeks, residents had been reporting bizarre and disturbing noises echoing through their neighborhood during the late night hours. Strange sounds that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, keeping families awake and children terrified. Concerned citizens had organised search parties, scouring the streets and alleyways for any explanation. But every investigation came up empty. Many began to believe that something malevolent was stalking their town, a presence that only revealed itself under the cover of darkness. But on this particular night, one resident finally captured visual proof of what had been haunting their community. What makes this encounter particularly terrifying is how the figure positions itself, almost as if it's been waiting and watching for quite some time. The entity appears completely unafraid of being discovered, suggesting it's grown bold in its surveillance of the neighborhood. This footage finally provided the community with visual evidence of what had been terrorizing them for months. The malevolent presence that residents had sensed but never seen was real, and it had been stalking their streets all along.
Okay. That was something. Hold on. I have to put chapstick on. Gingerbread iced chapstick, or iced gingerbread. I think it's definitely creepy. Is it paranormal? I think it's too hard to tell and too far away and too grainy. It could just be a person, but it's definitely creepy. I'm gonna give that a 4 because I feel like it's probably a person like laying into the lore and pretending to be what is haunting that place. I'm gonna give that a 4. But it's definitely creepy. If that's real, you need like a whole tub of sage, okay? Next. Also, I got my Halloween blanket. What the camera sees.
Sometimes the most terrifying encounters happen when we can't see what's watching us. This footage was captured by a Reddit user who felt an unmistakable presence in his own home. For reasons he couldn't explain, he had developed the unsettling feeling that someone was constantly observing him. The sensation was so persistent and disturbing that he decided to start recording, hoping to either debunk his paranoia or capture evidence of what was haunting him. While filming, he saw absolutely nothing with his naked eye, just the familiar rooms and furniture of his own house. But when he reviewed the footage later, when he slowed it down to examine every frame, something had been there the entire time, moving through his home, completely invisible to human perception.
Oh my god, this footage is so blurry. What in the world?
slowed down video shows a dark, shadowy figure moving through his living space. At first, the entity appears as just a subtle distortion, barely noticeable against the familiar surroundings, but as the footage continues, the shadow becomes more defined, moving with purpose and intelligence through his home. This footage raises a chilling possibility about the times we feel observed but dismissed.
So is it not a shadow of a regular human? Like, I'm confused. That looks like a shadow of a regular human. This camera's so blurry. It looks like this camera kind of like has a light emitting from it, and it may have blocked out the light. Let's go back. Or roll that back. Let's go back right here. Or wait, this was after. Okay, we'll start from here.
Home completely invisible to human perception.
Okay, so we're looking over here. Right here. And look if it brightens up because I don't know. This is a hard one because it looks like a shadow figure, but it also looks like a human. So I'm gonna give that a 5. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a 5 because I'm not really quite sure what to think of that. That has me confuzzled. Let's just go to the next.
This footage comes from TikTok user Melody, a young woman who has been living through a nightmare that most people wouldn't believe. For weeks, her bedroom door had been opening by itself during the early morning hours, no matter how
I will say, my bedroom door opens always because of the vent that's like 6 feet away.
carefully she secured it before going to sleep. She would wake up to find her door standing wide open, as if something had deliberately entered her room while she slept. Desperate to prove she wasn't losing her mind, Melody decided to document what was happening with undeniable evidence. But this wasn't going to be just another grainy nighttime recording. She set up 2 cameras, one inside her room and one positioned directly behind the door. This way, no skeptic could claim someone was simply opening the door from the other side.
Genius. Set up multiple camera angles and have like timestamps. No, that's actually
dual camera setup captured would validate every suspicion she had about her home.
I close my door because safety, and I fall asleep, I wake up, it's open. Sometimes when I'm in my room doing stuff, it opens. People are like, record on both sides. Someone's opening the door. I'm going to record on both sides. Oh shoot, let me start recording. On this phone, I will be recording from the inside. I'm gonna walk out, right? And then okay, it's recording. Okay. We're gonna go down here. That's the TV. If you hear a TV, that's the TV downstairs. Oh. She's closed. Watch it not open. Why am I whispering? I'll fast forward this so you guys don't have to.
Not the filter. Not the eyelash filter, girl.
Did you see someone? I don't know. Well,
there's nobody on the other side. The hallway camera proves that. But something is definitely turning that handle, opening her door like it owns the place.
The only thing is like, did it fully click shut? Because if it didn't fully click shut and there's a gust of wind or like it like moves, it'll move open. But if it was fully clicked shut, we can't. And it's not like a regular, can you open a door with a string? I imagine there's some way you can open a door with a string, but you can't, you have to twist that knob. So that's very convincing.
This footage is how casual it seems. Like whatever's doing this has been at it for a while. It's not some violent poltergeist throwing things around. It's just calmly opening her door whenever it wants. And that might actually be more terrifying because it means this thing feels completely comfortable in her house. Like it belongs there more than she does.
I'm gonna give that a 7. I'm gonna give that a 7. 3 red eyes in the ruins.
A video from Indonesia shows a man exploring what appeared to be an empty house late at night. Urban explorers know the risks, the unstable floors, the potential for dangerous encounters with other trespassers, but they rarely consider the possibility that some abandoned buildings aren't as empty as they appear. This particular explorer had been documenting his journey through the deserted property, treating it like any other routine investigation. The house seemed typical of most abandoned locations: broken windows, peeling paint, the usual signs of neglect and decay. But as he moved through the lower floors, something made him look up towards the second story. What he saw peering down at him would make him question everything he thought he knew about empty buildings. As he pans his camera upward towards the second floor balcony.
Oh my god. If that is that, even if that's not like paranormal, that is creepy. If that's just a human up there, oh my god, that made my eyes water. What in the world? If I saw that, I would shit myself. Yeah, like, and run out of there because that's crazy.
Figure becomes visible between the white columns. It appears to be a pale face with what looks like red eyes positioned directly above where he's standing. The man filming notices it, and his camera movement becomes more erratic, suggesting he's seen something unexpected. Whether this is something paranormal, a person hiding in the building, or an optical illusion is unclear. But the time—
yeah, it's unclear what that is. I'm gonna give that a 6. Is it spooky? Yes. But is it paranormal? I don't think it is. I think there's a better chance of it being a random person than it being paranormal. But if it was, well, I guess it's called the spooky scale, but I'm ranking it off of like paranormalness, okay? Not actual spooky, because that would be a 10. That would be a 10. But this is not paranormal, so 6.
And positioning of whatever appears in that footage raises questions about what he encountered in that abandoned house.
The reflection that shouldn't be.
A Reddit post shared what appears to be a simple photograph taken by a professional photographer 15 years ago. His sister was posing for a portrait session, sitting in front of an antique mirror that had been purchased from a flea market. The setup was straightforward. She sat facing away from the camera, her profile partially visible in the mirror's reflection. It seemed like a routine photo shoot, the kind of artistic portrait that photographers capture every day. But when the images were developed, something was fundamental.
Wait, that post was made a year ago, so that was 2024. Do people still use like film, I don't know what it's called, like, it's in Gravity Falls, I remember that, but like where they put the picture in like the solution in a dark room? I feel like I would like that. I'm just scared to do it with all those chemicals and stuff. I would do it
with what the camera recorded. The photographer examined every aspect of the image, checking for double exposure, camera malfunctions, or processing errors. The negative showed no signs of damage or manipulation. Everything appeared technically sound, yet the photograph contained an impossibility that defied logical explanation. The photograph shows the woman sitting with her back.
No. See, I was gonna say I hope it's not one of these. I hate that. That's creepy.
The camera as intended, but the reflection in the mirror tells a completely different story. While she faces away from the photographer in real life, her reflection appears to be looking directly at her. The mirror shows her face turned towards where she's actually sitting, as if the reflection is independent of her actual position. Now, according to the photographer, he spent years trying to find a rational explanation for what his camera captured. He's examined the original negative countless times, looking for any technical flaw that could account for the anomaly. Professional photography equipment, proper lighting, standard development process, everything was done correctly. Yet somehow, the mirror reflection doesn't match the physical reality of where his sister was positioned. Whether this represents some kind of supernatural phenomenon or an optical illusion that hasn't been properly explained remains unclear. But for a professional photographer to be unable to identify what went wrong with his own equipment, that raises some interesting questions about what exactly.
I'm going to rate 8 because that's creepy. It seems paranormal. Like, it doesn't really look like her face. It looks a little different. But like, I don't really feel like there's a way you can edit negatives. It's like the lighting. It's weird and it's creepy, and I don't want to look at it anymore. I'm gonna give it an 8. What do you give it?
I'm gonna give it a 10.
Next.
It happened during that photo shoot.
Signs in the sky. Hey, don't do
This
that.
viral footage was captured by someone who thought they were just recording an sunset, but as they're filming, something appears in the sky that would divide the internet into believers and skeptics. Within hours of being posted online, the video had millions of views and thousands of comments from people arguing about what they were actually looking at. The formation appears to show a human figure, complete with what looks like a glowing halo. You can hear the person filming getting more excited, calling for others to come look.
They're real clear in here, look.
Yeah, you can see them, can't you?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
People in the background start making references. Some sound genuinely shaken.
Praise you, Jesus. Oh, I've never seen nothing like it in my life. Praise God.
The detail is remarkable, from the positioning of the beard to the perfect circular light formation around the head like a halo. Whether this represents divine intervention, hologram technology, or an incredible natural coincidence depends entirely on what you choose to believe. But one
Where was this video taken? Because it sounds like it was taken in Alabama or Kentucky, somewhere back east. I don't think it's paranormal at all. I'm gonna give that a 0. I think it is a natural coincidence, because you've got, like, let me show you. Let me show you what I know about clouds. Okay, let's go back. You've got your cumulus clouds right here, and then these are like stratus clouds. And the way the sun is hitting, it looks like a man. And I think it's like one of those things where it's something natural and our brain turns it into something different. I'm gonna give that a 0. That's not paranormal. It has nothing. Well, paranormal means not normal. So I guess the clouds shaping themselves as a human is not normal. It would technically be. Would it be paranormal? What's the definition? Let's get a good goog.
Do they even know who that is?
Oh.
Who is them again?
Denoting events or phenomena such as telekinesis or clairvoyance that are beyond the scope of normal scientific understanding. A group of beliefs and phenomena that are rejected by mainstream science. Okay, it would not be paranormal then, because that has scientific reasoning. It's clouds type shit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Comment down below what you think of these clips that we reviewed, and while you're down, click all the buttons. You know what to do. And I hope you guys have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world viewing this, and peace.